the return of the 8BritGameChat, back by unpopular demand. Joining me, Adam Bennett, tonight, we've got Matt Stevens, Tom Roach and Javid Rahman. You may have noticed it's been quite a while since we last did one of these videos. In fact, we've lost a host in the meantime. Tom's not dead, he's just on a train, which in the UK these days means that you're not going to see him for a few years. He's in big trouble. But in his absence, we'll endeavour to provide a good quality show, just as we never did the last time. The theme of this show tonight, this return, is the best games since our last 8BritGameChat. That was just over a year ago.
Pretty much, yeah.
So there's quite a lot of games that have come up to us and surprised us, gave us a lot of joy, and a lot of games who came up to us and gave us a good old punch in the balls.
Mainly Tom.
What, Tom came up and punched in the balls? Tom's not like a delivery man of disappointment.
Or did all the games just come and punch in the balls?
I like that. Delivery man of disappointment.
Yeah. Speaking of nicknames.
There was a lot of trash this year.
There was a lot of trash this year.
This month.
But we're going to start this show in a very positive light. We're going to talk about our favourite games of the last 12 months. So it's not like a year thing. This is literally last sort of August, September to now.
Yeah.
Is what we're going to be talking about. And then, because we're sort of just looking on to the holiday season, which is where you get a slew of games, good and bad. And then in the second part of the show today, we're going to talk about what we're looking forward to in that slew of games coming up. So Matt, do you want to kick things off with your favourite game?
Yeah, I'll happily kick things off. Dark Souls 3.
Yeah?
Dark Souls 3.
Was that a sort of pleasant surprise?
Just give me a second.
Okay, sure. We can edit this sort of stuff.
No, Dark Souls 3, it was it's such a good game. Now, I haven't played Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 2, but as many people know who actually do regularly watch this, we are, well, some of us are a massive fan of Bloodborne.
I'm a massive fan.
No, I know.
You looked at me like
I was saying that it pretty much is you and me and then Tom whenever he's...
I probably would be a massive fan if I played it.
Yeah,
I have it. It's on the shelf over there.
You have it, yeah, I know you have
not
it.
played it.
You haven't opened that seal. That's, yeah.
Have you opened the...
I have actually opened the seal, yeah.
So, big question is why Dark Souls 3, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you're a sadistic motherfucker and like getting yourself killed.
Yeah.
I know.
I think it's. I mean, there was two games that I could have chose from. I think this one was the one that I spent the most time on and couldn't prize myself away.
Mm.
Like
When did that game come out?
April.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say the 15th.
Oh yeah, well you do work in games, to be fair.
Yeah. That was a while ago though.
Okay, yeah.
It was that kind of. It was that ballpark in April.
Yeah.
Is that it? Do you want to talk about it? I mean, okay,
Ask me some questions.
Yeah, I'll ask you some questions. So that was a game that had a lot of hype around it, especially in a certain part of the gaming community. Where were you in that hype? Were you big up for
Actually, that's a very good point. I was the one that wasn't. I mean, it was you and Tom were both very hyped for it.
Yes.
You were talking about it all the time. I was like, it looks cool, but fine.
But you played Bloodborne, right?
I did.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, cool. As it got closer, I started getting a little bit more hyped for it. And it was probably a couple of days before when I truly looked at it and I thought, okay, yeah, I want this game. Yeah, I really want this game and I'm going to play it. So I was actually very late coming in terms of the hype. And as I say, I've not played any Dark Souls game before, so I didn't really... I kind of knew it was going to be Bloodborne-ish, but I didn't really know what I was expecting as far as theming and all that sort of thing goes.
Right.
But yeah, that's kind of where I was.
Okay. If you have been hyped up, what I'm trying to get across is, did it meet that kind of wave of...
For me, it exceeded.
Yeah, sure.
Because my hype
for maybe
was
someone
so
like
much
you, Tom,
thinner.
did it hit the high expectations that you had?
No.
Did it not?
No.
Yeah.
The problem I had was I liked Bloodborne a lot.
Yeah.
And it was great. And we got the DLC, and I loved that. And I platinum Bloodborne. And I was excited for Dark Souls because I thought it's basically going to be the same game, medieval sort of setting. What's not to like? But I just didn't... I don't know if it was because I found it more difficult to play, because I have completed the story, So it's not like I got stuck on the first boss and have not tried it. I've experienced the whole game, but it just lacks something that Bloodborne had. And a lot of people sort of say the opposite. They say, oh, this is better than Bloodborne, but I just find the Bloodborne lore and that world more interesting.
Okay. I'm someone who's not really played or got into big
Yeah.
one. I mean, I do own Dark Souls 3 and I have played it, but I've not got into it big style. So is the lore in Bloodborne an entirely self-contained game, but the lore in Dark Souls is spread out over the previous games in the series?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Do you think that has something to do with it because you didn't play the first two? Or you don't?
Well, I think it's probably sort of self-contained.
In Dark Souls 3?
Yeah, but obviously it will reference, because there's characters from the earlier games in it, and places, I believe.
Yeah.
So, but sort of like seeing Yharnam for the first time, that's the world in Bloodborne. It's all new and you're discovering it yourself. But if you're thrown into this world that you're kind of expected, I know it's not the same place, it's called Lothric or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what the other
The castle's
worlds are.
called Lothric,
Yeah, I can't remember. But basically, the world is I don't know, the world seems fully formed in Dark Souls 3, so there's less to discover. There's less to be interested.
I think
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of story-wise, I mean, the story-wise in both games are very much you don't get given the story, you work it out.
Show don't tell.
Yeah, it's
Slash
all in
items in
it's
inventory.
all it's all hidden in inventory items and hidden in little
it's so
work
much effort.
It's how games
You have
used to be.
Yeah, I know.
You have to
I
piece
know.
it. You have to piece it together.
I want it given to me on a spoon.
Product of the British education system there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Nintendo.
there's. So, as we say, Bloodborne is self-contained. It's all in that story, and that's within that little bubble. Where in Dark Souls 3, it almost assumes slightly that you know of other people and other things that are going on. Right, there's a couple of characters that appear. I can't even remember what the Onion Knight's called now.
Sigward.
Sigward, yeah.
Katarina.
Sigward Katarina. There's a big. He's basically this character that's quite big in previous games, and there's one moment where you have to. In the first one, he jumps down to save you from monsters. That jumps off the ledge and saves you. In this one, it does the opposite, where you have to jump off the ledge to save him, and it kind of assumes that you've already seen that, and you can't. So it's probably harder to get your teeth into, because it's already 3 games down the line,
Sure.
and this universe it's like the cyclical nature where the game kind of repeats itself each time. And sort of ages repeat itself, so it's kind of harder to get into.
Maybe it's just like because the fan service moments didn't mean anything to me. Because I
that's
haven't
true, yeah,
experienced
likewise.
the previous game.
It'd
So
be-
maybe that's what it lacked.
It'd be like if Bloodborne, you bought Bloodborne 2, assuming there's going to be one, without ever having played Bloodborne, and there were references to characters or anything like that. You'd just be like, well, what's this?
Almost definitely.
Yeah, I think if that happened, if people just go and play Bloodborne 2 if it comes out without playing the first one, they will feel the same how I feel towards Dark Souls 3. Maybe.
Anyone got anything more to add on Dark Souls 3?
No, I don't know.
It's a fantastic game. I recommend you go buy it. I recommend you go play it.
Okay.
Yours is on Xbox, though, isn't it?
It is on Xbox, yeah.
We do also have a video about the Dark Souls 3 DLC coming out soon. So
Do we now?
yes, we do.
Do we?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
We did it the other day.
Oh, did you now?
Yeah.
You're,
Oh, I was at work, was I?
I think so.
He was invited.
Okay. Anyway,
I don't care about souls, so.
stay tuned for that. Right, done. Tom Roach, what was your favourite game of the last 12 months?
Favourite game was Uncharted 4.
Surprise.
Yeah, that was going to happen. There was no surprise. I knew it would be great, and it was great.
You played the previous 3.
I've now on the remaster, I've platinumed all 4. So I'm very happy with myself.
Trophy Hunter extraordinaire.
Yeah, that is very impressive.
But weirdly, I platinumed 3 first, then 4. then 1, then 2, then 1.
Okay.
So it's a weird order.
Why is Uncharted 4 your favourite game?
Because
Last
it's just fucking look at it.
12 months. Yeah, it looks
It's
gorgeous.
beautiful.
I'm gonna jump in here and add that Uncharted 4 is also my favourite game of the last 12 months, and I haven't completed it yet, although apparently I'm about 20 minutes away from doing so.
Yeah.
But for me, playing it, yeah, graphics are absolutely amazing. I've never been one for graphics though. They've never been like the be all and end all of, especially when it comes to realism. If it had like a unique aesthetic, I would give that a lot more sort of props. So Uncharted 4 having these ultra, like probably the best graphics I've ever seen in a game, probably. I can't think of a prettier sort of more realistic game that springs to mind. So obviously I respect that, but that's not what does it for me.
That's not the only thing.
What does it for me is the fact that it's like, when I play it, it's like I've been picked up by the scruff of the neck and I'm just getting thrown around. It's like, what is going on? And it's so fast paced. For a story driven game to be that long, to have that amount of content, and yet for it to be so fast paced along that amount of content is fantastic. And one of the things I appreciated most about it is how quick you come back when you die.
Yeah.
Because that really because I'm shit at games and I die a lot, and that really keeps up the pace, especially compared to my favourite game of the last 12 months before, Witcher 3, which when you died you had to sit waiting for 5 minutes, check fucking Twitter on your phone before you are able to come back into the game, and that really took a lot out of it.
So what you kind of mean from that is basically there's a lot there, but at no point you feel you're just going through the motions.
No,
it's always fun and interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to stop playing because you always feel like around the next corner there's going to be some twist or some discovery. It's right. It's an Indiana Jones film. It is, and I've never played an Uncharted game before. I will now, but it is so much like an Indiana Jones film where it's just a roller coaster sort of adventure, thrills and spills, lovable characters. It's fantastic.
Well, another thing, I love the story and I love the characters, and I've played the other games, so I know these characters and I've watched their adventures before.
Yeah.
And there's you invest so much into the game and just the experience of. You don't feel like you're the character playing it, but you feel like you're experiencing it alongside them.
I do want to say that if you're someone like me who spent all of last gen on Xbox, even most of this gen so far on Xbox, and you're thinking, I don't really want to get into Uncharted now because I have never played it before, it's not going to pay off, because I literally, it did not, I don't feel that it has affected my enjoyment of that game one iota that I didn't play.
That was what I was going to say, like, I've played Uncharted 3, and I loved Uncharted 3. Do you need to like remember the story in Uncharted 3?
No, there's so much. People it's
I think there's one bit, I don't think this is spoilers, potential spoilers, not really though. There's one bit where
also the game's been out for like 6 months. So.
Yeah, okay, yeah. There's one bit where you're
Don't say that, I want to play it still.
There's one bit when you're in an attic in Nathan's house, and you're going around and you're seeing like items, and I guess that they are items from previous games.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't feel that if that moment's lost on you because you haven't played the other games, you can figure out
like an Easter egg type thing.
Yeah, you can figure out that because the story's about sort of him. Brilliant. I'll be careful. So the idea that
Tom is famous for spoilers, by the way.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to say anything.
That's
very early
on. That's safer.
I don't want to say anything.
Okay. Well, anyway, play it. It's
a great experience.
It's fantastic.
It doesn't. You won't have to have played the other games at all.
No, I mean, I'm just waiting for. I think because you and Tom. Tom. Tom's
playing at the moment.
You're going to play it afterwards, and hopefully I'm going to borrow it after that.
Yeah. If you had to criticise one thing about it, what would it be?
It's shit.
It's not shit. There's one thing it happened probably twice, or maybe once. There's a bit in a chapter you will have just done that involves you being in the dark. And I kind of saw the way out when I entered there.
Alright.
And I thought, oh, I'll head up there, and it's not letting me go up there. And I had to go to this other place to activate this cutscene, which let the cave fall down, and then I could go up the other place. And I think that took me out of it because I felt I witnessed, I knew the way.
Okay.
And that annoyed me a little bit, but that's it. If that's the only thing.
Okay. Well, my one complaint would be sort of how. I mean, it's not even really a complaint, it's just an observation. It's how sort of linear the gameplay is. Because it is like the whole Last of Us thing again. I mean, even stuff like jump up to the ledge and pull the other person up, it's like, it's Naughty Dog that have done The Last of Us, it's like straight out The Last of Us. It's not exactly very revolutionary gameplay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't need to be. I mean, and also it's the 4th game in the series, so you shouldn't want it to be. But it was a bit. It's a bit sort of by the numbers, and the shooting is really, really nothing special at all. But again, it's almost like if it was something special, then it's almost like that would detract from the pace of the story, because then you'd find yourself flicking through menu systems, and stuff like that. So it's not really a complaint. It's just an observation that if you're someone who likes to spend hours and hours sort of strategizing about something, then it's not the game for you. But if you're someone who likes... Well, again, for me it's probably great because it's like coming home from work and I've just started a new sort of 9 to 6 job, and you're a bit sort of... you just sit down and you get entertained for however long you sit and play it. And it's a good sort of light game that's got a lot of substance to it.
Excellent.
Right, so I've already kind of done mine. I mean, I would add another game that I put a lot of time into in the last 12 months is Fire Emblem Fates.
Oh, Fire Emblem Fates.
Which is a good game, but it did disappoint me. I mean, did it disappoint me? It wasn't as good as Awakening.
You're right.
That's its only crime.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, like, Awakening is my all-time favourite game.
Yeah.
As I've said many times before. So it had a lot to, for me, it had a lot to live up to. Fates was something that it was the thing I was most hyped about for about 2 years, however long we knew about it. I was really
probably
hyped
about 18 months longer than it took to get here.
Yes, actually, that's a good point, because it did take almost 12 months to get here, let alone, but you're right, it didn't live up to it.
No.
Didn't live up to the hype.
Hang on, was that game out in Japan before we stopped?
It was 11 months. It was 11 months before the release date it came out.
So it was out in Japan when you guys watched this last. Jesus Christ.
Well, that didn't do them any favours, that at least with the European audience, building it up in the way that, I mean, clearly that's not intentional. I'm sure with the best will in the world they would have wanted to get it out here as early as they could. For whatever reason they couldn't. So in the absence of playing the game, people like me and you did hype it up in our minds. Oh my god. It's not a bad game. It's not a bad game at all.
It's a very good game. Like, as Fire Emblem games go, I mean, it's an excellent.
It's in the top tier of Fire Emblem games
definitely.
that I've played.
I mean, I played through the main two sides pretty much.
Right.
I didn't quite finish Conquest, but
don't bother.
Well, I want to play. When I go back, I'll go and play Revelations and go through that side of things and see what it's like. How far do you get?
I completed Birthright.
Okay.
But I've not touched Conquest.
Yeah. Did you buy it?
No.
Okay. Thank God, because otherwise,
don't see the point.
Yeah. See, I've got all three of them.
Right.
Because that's how hyped it was.
Yeah.
You were saying like it wasn't as good as its predecessor, and that's its only crime. So that's quite a heinous crime, though, in the sense that, well, if you're surely you're supposed to get better.
There were some things it did better. Fair enough. Like, but it's like Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2, right? Mario Galaxy 2 is objectively a better game than Mario Galaxy, but the magic's not there.
Yeah.
Because you've done that before.
And Fire Emblem Awakening was the first 3D Fire Emblem in that new style, and also it brought in way more detailed, like, matchmaking, stuff like that. And that was all present and improved on in Fire Emblem Fates. And also, I like that there's no more weapon durability, because that was just a pointless... I mean, in the old games I can understand it, but in Awakening it was just a hassle.
Yeah.
So I like that they've streamlined that. I like relationship system's been kept and improved, but actually that reminds me, the weird shit. Like,
oh god, yeah.
there's a lot of weird shit.
Tickle face.
Yeah, well, we didn't have
That was
it.
Japan only.
Well,
wasn't it?
you had glowing on the face.
Yeah, but it made it even weirder that they didn't include, because clearly in the original version of the game there was more content in that. What is that section? It's like
my home.
It's like a tree house
where you invite people round.
Okay,
no, you don't even do that.
That's in Japan.
That's what you do in Japan.
Basically, they took that section and they basically chopped it out, squished it together, and it's really weird. The jump and the phase between the two just sections of dialogue.
Basically,
it's more suggestive. To be there.
It is more suggestive the way it's been done over here, because what happens is you get them to come into your room, or they're already in your room, and you come in, and then you're like, oh hey, and then so your wife will say something like, I can't believe I love you so much, and then the screen will fade, and then a little love heart will appear and start like.
Right, so there's obviously a bit that happens there in the Japanese version.
But what that suggests is something very
something's going down,
not child friendly. Is going on in this game, but yeah, that's strange. And also, while we're on the weirdness aspect, some of the character designs I felt were a backwards step.
The characters weren't as good as
I feel like the developers have, and I say this with no expertise whatsoever, but I feel like the developers have willingly embraced a certain subculture of the internet.
Yeah.
Well,
you've got your stereotypes. All your stereotypes are there and present. You got your main hero type, leader type character. You've got your little sister type character. You've got the one everyone pervs over. You've got the what was that? You've got the cross-dresser.
Yeah. What was the Norian princess with the big boobs? She was the biggest. Camilla. She's the worst.
Yeah.
Design-wise. Yeah. So that was bad. But yeah, I wanted to give it a sort of honourable mention because I did put a lot of time into it and I enjoyed it.
Probably go back to it at some point.
No, I won't. And it's been quite a dry year, actually.
Yeah.
Javid Rahman.
Saving the best to last and saving the best game to last.
Okay.
Definitely not bullshit. It has to be Overwatch. Best game of the last 12 months has to be Overwatch.
This was the game that I was struggling between.
Yeah, no, it has to be Overwatch.
Never played it.
It's just so good.
Neither have I.
Like it combines the best elements of FPS, of MOBA, of just general multiplayer. It's just so good.
It is excellent.
It's a game that doesn't have a story in it, but still manages to tell a great story with the universe around it. It's just absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
and it's made by Blizzard, so it's all really It's really colourful, really unique, but really lovable. It's great. And there's a psychotic robot that also just loves animals.
Who has PTSD?
PTSD.
PTSD
is a hormone.
Yeah. Well, Overwatch.
Here's what's been putting me off buying it.
Okay.
Right?
Go on then.
Hit me. Don't actually hit me.
Coming back to something I touched on earlier in this game chat, I'm shit at video games.
Yeah.
And whenever I get one of these online shooters, like actually I ended up getting quite good at Titanfall, so I won't say Titanfall. Something like, I don't know, Halo 5 or something like that. When I get that, and then I don't get into it immediately as the game launches, because I'm playing the campaign, or as in the case of Overwatch, I just haven't bought it. And then by the time I do play it, I'm so far below the standard of the vast majority of players who are playing it that I just find it completely inaccessible.
Okay. It's interesting that you say that, because actually, it's completely different. Just put all other FPSs away.
Okay.
Just turn them off. They're not there. They don't exist.
Okay.
This is pretty much completely different. Like, you've got heroes which have their own individual skill sets, shall we say. I think it's probably a good way of putting
Yeah, well, they've got 22 currently.
Yeah.
Completely unique heroes that all play in a different way. So let's say, for example, you just suck at FPS. Just, you know, like Call of Duty, let's say you suck at that. Don't play Soldier 76, for example, because he's effectively just a normal shooting dude.
Yeah.
But there are 21 other heroes that you might fit into your playstyle. Maybe you want to be maybe you're good at supporting people, so you could be a good healer. Or, you know, you might be like a good tank. So I'm going to go be the bullet sponge, so the rest of my team can progress. You can be a tank.
Yeah.
It actually fits in quite well with, maybe you're not immediately great at these things, but you learn how to play a certain way.
Yeah, well, I mean, personally, I play as a more defensive character, so I am the two that I mainly use. There's a character called Torbjorn, who is basically a little dwarf dude who builds turrets and then breaks things down with his gun. But yeah, he basically is a turret master. He goes around and builds turrets, and the turrets take care of everything. The other one I use is someone called Hanzo, which is a guy with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And there's so many different characters that you are able to go around and actually, tailor. Find the ones you like, try out different ones out. Suddenly you find you do really well with one of them, and you're like, oh yeah, actually I like this.
Oh, bloody buy it.
And in terms of you know, skill barrier, when you're playing unranked, it tries to match as far as it can you with people of a similar level, and there are people buying it all the time, so there will be people that are level 1.
Okay.
Because there is an infinite level number, although the highest that anyone knows to get to is about 1800. To be fair, we're all under 100.
Oh, right, okay.
So like we've not even played that much of it, but like it's not too bad. It's not too punishing on new people,
Right.
because when competitive play comes around, it's currently not on at the moment. When it comes around, the best people just go and do that because that's what they want to do, because there's stuff in it for them.
Yeah.
So then unranked.
What's this?
More freedom.
Describe this microtransactions part of the game to me.
Right, basically, like it's got loot boxes in it.
Yeah.
So you obviously get XP and you level up. Every time you level up, you get a loot box. And the loot boxes have cosmetics in them, basically. So like sprays, costumes, voice lines, little emotes, things like that. The microtransactions are just for loot boxes. That's literally all they're for.
Okay. So it's literally, you don't have to, you get, every time you level up you get a loot box anyway. So you can just play the game, level up, and you get loot boxes, then it's like, okay, fine, whatever.
And you can buy loot boxes in amounts from between 2 and 50, from prices of $179 to
the big thing is
$32.99.
that it's not game breaking.
Yeah, you literally don't
Have either of you guys done it?
No.
Me and Tom have.
Oh, you have? You sons of bitches.
How much do you reckon you spent?
Not much. Like, I think we both spent about £8.
Okay.
That's it.
But you don't.
I haven't found the need.
The last, there was an event on, when the Olympics were on, there was a Summer Games event, which had loads of exclusive skins and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was pseudo Olympic stuff.
It was pseudo Olympic stuff. It was quite cool. The British girl, Chaser, had a British sprinters stuff on. It looked really cool. She also wore a British cape coming off her shoulder, which is also really cool. And yeah, exactly. And I wanted it. Yeah. You know, 8BritGameChat.
So if you got that, if you got that
I didn't
British cape, do you put it on any character? Or
No.
It's for the character that's front.
Yeah. So each character has a set of different skins that they can wear. So they might
increasing rarities as well.
Yeah. So some of them completely are just colour swaps. Colour palette swaps. Some of them actually change the way they look and what they're wearing. Like in the sense of this girl Tracer, she's got a really rare one, which is
there's the racer one.
The racer one, yes. So she's got a racing helmet on and overalls.
Yeah.
The other one is a cyberpunk type thing, which
All right.
Yeah. Basically, they're completely unnecessary. Yeah. Obviously, you can buy them if you want, but there's absolutely no need, as Matt says, they're not game breaking in any way. Yeah. That's the critical.
That is. I mean, that's the mobile part of the entire thing, anyway, isn't it?
What the different heroes?
The different heroes, the different skins for the heroes, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
that's the mobile side of the game.
Trying to segue this into another part of the show.
Yeah.
Is there anything? Is there anything coming out in the rest of this year that you think could surpass Overwatch as your game of the year?
Or Dark Souls for yourself.
Or Dark Souls.
No single game,
but
almost like hands down, PlayStation VR is going to surpass it
Yeah.
as what it's going to bring to my gaming experience for the rest of 2016.
Yeah, in terms of...
And that's an easy get out, because otherwise I don't think
yeah.
there is a game that's going to
In terms of that, yeah, I agree with you there. I have two things that could potentially... I think one of them is going to be a little bit harder than the other. So Pokemon Sun and Moon is definitely something that I'm very hyped for.
Yeah.
Presumably you're really excited about that
I'm more excited than I thought I would be for Sun and Moon.
Well, you just woke up one morning and go, shit, I'm really excited about this.
It's true. Yeah, that is pretty much it.
I want to do a video review about that.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll get to that. And the other one is World of Warcraft Legion.
Yeah.
Which is coming out in
About 3 hours.
about 3 hours.
Yeah, he wants to hurry up and get the fuck on with this.
I see. Right. Okay.
Hours.
Well then, okay, quickly. Honest to goodness, I don't think that I have a huge sort of game that I'm looking forward to. I mean, I'm really looking forward to Zelda, but obviously that's March 2017.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I'm looking forward to them announcing the NX. Because that's going to
be lucky.
It's got to happen fucking soon. They're not going to do it on like
it has to happen
February
this year.
2017.
Come on, this is Nintendo.
It has to happen this year. It has.
Do you think it even exists?
What, it's just a matter of what?
Yeah.
To get everyone to, it's like the Wii U's failed, but let's get them talking about something else.
Yeah. So, but in terms of like an individual game, yeah, I'll get Sun and Moon. I just have a backlog of games that I need to play that are apparently amazing. So
Well, the advantage you've also got is if you've now obviously just bought, the last week or so, bought a PlayStation 4. There's all of that back catalogue that you can now go into as well.
I want to play Uncharted 1, 2 and 3 for God's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got a lot to be playing, but conversely, not a lot that I'm actually looking forward to.
2016 is just a catch-up year.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Tom?
Nothing that's going to surpass Uncharted 4,
How do you know?
because they just can't.
Alright.
What is there anything you're actually looking forward to for the rest of the year?
It's not Uncharted 4, so no.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Mafia 3, Battlefield 1 to some extent.
Oh yeah, Battlefield
Waiting
1.
for that starts tomorrow.
That does look really good.
Elder Scrolls Skyrim Remastered.
Shitting fuck! Yeah! Elder Scrolls fucking Skyrim Remastered. That's what I'm looking forward to.
November.
An old game that you've already played a couple of times.
Yeah!
A couple
of times.
A couple of times in the last 5 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to do
Bloody
an
hell,
Oblivion video?
Huh?
You sure you don't want to do an Oblivion 12 hour video?
That has been done. People can go and watch that. Yeah, of course. That I will be platinuming Skyrim Remastered. I will, if it kills me. Literally, if it kills me. What a way to die.
Will you play as Corbin?
No.
You're going to play as Adam?
Corbin needs to have a return.
Oh, he will one day. When 8BritGaming Gaming in 2025 is doing a Skyrim playthrough. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, that's mine. Tom, were you done? Or?
Yeah, that's about it really. PSVR, I'm getting.
You already started to get phoned by Amazon on that, though, aren't you?
A few days late.
You wait, that'll become 2017. Yeah, fuck you.
If it does, I'll just cancel it. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Oh,
you already, mate. Did you?
Yeah.
What did you
He
say?
agrees with me.
Oh, VR. Oh, right.
Well, I kind of jumped
And
over
Pokemon
in
as
this
well.
Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Fine.
Uh,
So, okay.
I forgot you going there.
Yeah. Just before we wrap things up, I wanted to ask what our sort of turkeys of the last 12 months have been, and I think there's a sort of one that's obviously shared by all of us and the rest of the world: the universe, the procedurally generated universe.
18 quintillion planets.
Yeah, all united in rage. So, leaving that to one side,
We'll get to that one in a minute.
We'll get on to that. Has there been any other sort of real sort of turds over the last
12 months?
12 months.
Division was fucking shit.
Oh yeah.
What it was a classic Ubisoft game of we're going to look quite pretty,
Yeah.
and for the first 2 hours you're going to be okay with the content, but after that you're going to be like, every single mission is the same thing. Like every area you go to, instead of Assassin's Creed where you have to climb all the things, you just have to do the same random side objectives. And after a while that gets really boring. The game does get better if you go in the dark zone, but if you go in the dark zone you find a load of dicks that are just going to kill you. Other than, you might do some star jumps at them, they might do some star jumps back at you, which that's the international signal for, hey, we're friends. and then you turn around and bam, they blow your fucking face off.
I agree
Okay.
with that to some extent. I like the Division more than you probably like it though. But
I'm also 4% away from the platinum, which I'm never going to get.
yeah, I'm
What are you missing?
2 Dark Zone trophies, which I'm never going to do.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get any of the DLC, so I have none of the DLC gear, which
Yeah.
means I suck.
Yeah.
I need to look at my list of games.
Okay, well, while we wait for that, Matt, any additional turkeys to the big one?
Anything from a galaxy far, far away?
Not really.
Anything from a galaxy far, far away? Yeah, because in the last 12 months we had.
No,
Star
in
Wars.
fairness, I quite enjoyed Star Wars Battlefront. It did have its letdowns, but I enjoyed it, so... I can't
But
put it
come
down.
on, man, how much did you pay for that?
50 quid.
Did you get £50 worth?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, piss off. You didn't get 50.
Oh no, I've got one for you, Halo 5.
Was that
Oh, yeah,
much of a
Halo 5
disappointment?
Fucking hell.
Oh, it was alright.
I hated Halo 5.
What's wrong with it?
Everything.
I like.
You know what? No,
Yeah, I'm the bringer of bad news.
Here's my issue with Halo 5. One, I didn't enjoy the multiplayer. And obviously, Halo 5, Halo, big part of it is the multiplayer. I started with Reach, I played a lot of 4. I love the multiplayer for both of those. This, I feel like,
they revamped it a lot.
was...
They made it more arena stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like you start off with this horseshit assault rifle which you can fucking hardly use, so everyone uses a pistol. And then I can't use a pistol because everyone's so much better with the pistol already. And it's like...
But did you play the campaign?
I started the campaign.
I was
couldn't-
really pleasantly surprised with the campaign.
I started it, I was like, I'm just not interested.
Well,
I just couldn't...
that's your opinion.
So, yeah, I know. It was an opinion show.
It's not mine. I don't think it's a 10
Well, you
out of 10
want that
game. So I don't even think it's a... It's probably a 6.5 out of 10 game, Halo 5. And nowhere near
Halo's decent.
proportional to the hype and
No.
marketing that it got. But it's not that bad. I mean, it's a perfectly functional...
But Halo
shooter.
hasn't been, in terms of its hype, hasn't been. Even like 4 was good.
Not since Halo.
4 was very
Reach.
good.
I love
Three.
maybe even 3.
No, Reach was the best Halo game.
Reach was
Oh,
fantastic.
fair enough. I really love 3. 3 is so fucking good.
Yeah, 3 is so fucking good, but Reach is the best
Yeah,
Halo
fair
game.
enough. But even 4 was starting to show signs,
Yeah, it definitely was. Definitely
and
was.
5 has pissed a lot of people off.
Well, and I think a thing that's pissed a lot of people off is that it's kind of lost a lot of what made Halo distinct from other shooters,
It's also
and it's
not-
become this kind of...
The problem they might also have is
Mix.
it's not made by Bungie, it's not made by the people that made Halo Halo. It's made by 343.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying they're not doing a good job, but they
Aren't
can't.
you?
No, but like, they can't possibly make the same
Yeah.
game that Bungie can because they're a different group of guys with different ideas.
Didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
It's not,
Okay, well, I'm not that offended that you think Halo 5's that bad, but...
What's yours then?
Well, I've got nothing more to add, so why don't we just bring No Man's Sky
Fair enough.
I've still
onto the table?
I've got 2 tabs.
Oh Jesus!
Oh shit,
Christ.
have you?
Uh,
Put that back
one
on.
that I don't really want to talk about it.
well, then don't bring it up.
Beyond,
Beyond 2 Souls.
yeah,
That
The
didn't come out
remake-
That did
yet,
go
right?
around 26.
Oh, right.
the remaster did.
Right.
Oh my god, it's shit. It's so.
Why'd you get it?
Because I wanted. It came with Heavy Rain
He
and
wanted
The platinum.
He wanted the platinum.
You wanted
Yeah.
the platinum.
no, because I
You
like
wanted Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain and
Right.
they came together.
Alright.
You've got them.
And
Yeah,
There you go.
add it
And
to the
then-
long list of games I'm never gonna play.
controversial, maybe. Plants vs Zombies 2.
Yeah.
No, it's not the worst.
Still
But I
fucking
kind
play that, don't we?
of
It's
agree with
so
that. I
great.
kind of agree with it.
It's so great, we still play it. We haven't played it probably a month after it came out.
I played a good 50 hours of it.
I kind of agree
That
with
was in
it.
the
Like,
first week, probably.
It's 50 hours.
It's
is
a
fair
good-
amount of time.
it's a good game,
Yeah.
but I did not feel like I did when I played the first one because it was more of the same. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but just at this time, it was like the humour and the characters didn't quite. The new one didn't quite do it.
I find it very funny you said that because I remember us all saying before about Plants vs Zombies 2 was that we all basically said we want more of the same. We want more. Let's give us more.
Yeah, I think
hours,
that's
more of the same.
I think that's how I felt. And then when I played it,
and
I
then
was
you're
like,
like, oh, it's more of the same.
it was like, well, maybe
So that's
I just didn't
interesting.
realise what I wanted. Basically, I think at that point, I mean, Hot Battery Justice was funny, but I just found a lot. It might have even been better if they'd taken out the old characters because a lot of people were using the old ones over the new ones, and then it was just like, well, This is just the same game with different maps, which weren't actually as good. The maps in the first game were brilliant.
Right.
So like shitting.
Now, first thing I want to say is that I don't think No Man's Sky is the worst video game ever made.
It's not. Superman 64 is.
Yeah. But, and I do think there is a massive sort of online circle jerk about how bad it is. And I don't want to be really lazy and be part of it, but it has to be said that they did lie. It's very hard to...
That game is a victim of his own hype.
Yeah, it's very hard to sort of have a logical or sort of thoughtful approach to it without coming to the conclusion that they did lie. They did lie.
Before we get to the bad parts, shall we actually just say what the good parts were? So there are some good
It's
parts.
not in my PlayStation anymore.
There are some good parts. There are some good parts of it. Firstly, them pulling off an 18 quintillion planets, procedurally generated. It's impressive.
From a technical standpoint, as a piece of tech.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's the impressive part. There's also some very pretty moments. That's
the bit
that's it. That's
it. Where I jumped into that hyperspace thing, whatever it's called, where you go really fast for the first time. I thought, ooh, that was quite cool.
But that's it. That is literally it.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
And then when
sometimes
60.
and technically it's impressive for 10 people.
It's pretty, but it's never as pretty as have you ever got to a planet yet that was anywhere near as cool as one of the ones in the trailers?
No,
Have you?
not at all.
What was on it?
Not quite. I mean, the animals were a bit derpy still, but
but the trailers never showed derp stuff. Nor when they did gameplay at E3, which was clearly just a fucking pre-built world. Now it's clearly, obviously, a pre-built world because none of them are that cool.
Sean Murray was like, "Oh, this is a random planet."
Yes.
They're all so randomly grey, and it's like. But there's that video I think a lot of people have seen.
The one with the Jurassic Park music is so good.
Where you see the beautiful world that they showed off.
It's the fucking derp T-Rex.
To the Jurassic Park theme on an accordion.
It's so good.
It's true. And the thing is, if that game had been released as £20 on the PlayStation Store, I think it would have got a load of goodwill and people would have been like, oh, this is really cool. But to be released at full price, more than 50 quid in some places, to be released at full price, to have the suffocating marketing campaign that it had, I mean, you couldn't turn anywhere. No. Have you seen Bill Bailey's doing the No Man's Sky stuff on YouTube now? Poor guy.
it's quite funny.
Yeah, it's quite funny. That annoys me.
They were actually a victim of their own technological success because that 18 quintillion planets, right? You could knock 3 or 4 zeros off that number and it would make no difference to the game.
No.
If anything, it might make it better.
To be honest, there's about 250 variants.
Yeah, see, this is the problem. Yeah. It's all well and good procedure generating stuff, but you have to have base assets, don't you?
I don't even think it's 250. I think it's much
That's
less
why.
than that.
It's probably like
have you been? I've probably seen about 20 different plant types across. I don't know.
I've seen loads of the same plant types.
Yeah, they've got a different name. It's the same damn
There's always a red planet. There's always a green planet.
Yeah. They've always got the big cactus.
There's very rarely a green, nice, lush.
Here's a thing I've got, and obviously this is too much to ask of a video game in 2016. But in sci-fi films and games, why is it that, like in Star Wars and that's Tatooine, the desert planet, or in No Man's Sky, that's this thing, the green planet.
Yeah.
Why isn't there more planets like Earth that have got more than one thing on them?
That's a good point, actually. They're always kind of the thing. Like they're like Mars is the red planet.
That was always my issue with this game. Actually, the biggest issue was that you'd go to a planet, but then it would be basically pockets of water and landmass in a very random pattern, but there's always sort of like this polka dot type pattern where it was all still evenly spread. There wasn't a massive ocean and then a couple of islands, or
it was little bits
very
of
much
bobs,
like the same density was spread out around the entire planet of landmass, landmass to sea.
Yeah, you have no need to explore an entire, and some of the planets are really, really big.
Yeah.
You have no need to explore all of them. If you explore a couple of square miles, that's what the rest of it is.
Yeah.
Like all these different settlements, you can find that lot around the other side with the exact same 10 animals or however many.
Also, if there's settlements, there's probably only like
there's like 5 or
variants.
6 different
There's 5 or
types
6
total,
different types, yeah.
but not every planet has all of them.
Okay, some of them different, layout, but that's it.
It's the same thing.
Here's a question. Would you guys give No Man's Sky the credit of being a unique experience?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't put a game down that fast.
Would you also give, like, me putting my hand in a fire the credit of being a unique experience?
Yeah, I would like No Man's Sky.
I wouldn't say it's that. Well, you doing it, yeah.
Everyone was getting worried when No Man's Sky delayed itself by about 2 months. It needed a delay of about 2 years. Now that's not being unkind. They needed more time to work on it. Like the game still crashes like an absolute like an absolute train. They're like, oh, we want to do these patches. Well, you're not going to be doing that until it works. By which point, no one's going to be playing the game anyway.
I feel like
put it down.
Every time I've turned on my PS4 in the last few days, there's been a little thing come up saying No Man's Sky is on file download.
Yeah.
Like they're clearly working quite hard.
Oh, they are. And like Sean Murray came out and said after the game was
that there's
released,
so many people playing it.
No, but
that's all I fucking heard from him.
he also said,
Sean, why have you charged full price for this game? There's so many people playing it. Sean, what's the time? There's so many people playing No Man's Sky.
they hired a QA
Doesn't say that
team.
anymore.
They hired a QA
No, it
team
doesn't say that.
that was bigger than the original development team. Well, why didn't you have a QA team before the game came out? It's all well and good QAing it now, but we're all playing a broken game, which means we're all going to get bored of it and put it down. Or, as has transpired, everyone that bought it digitally has refunded it. Like everyone. Sony, Steam, everyone is refunding it now.
Isn't like 90% of their player base dropped off or something?
Yeah.
I read that.
It's probably going to be more than that by now.
It's just...
The thing is, one thing, when I picked it up, I liked it at first, even for the first few hours. And
Well, it was a cool idea, wasn't it? And it was fun.
And I think I want to give them credit for trying something new, but because this is the first attempt at it, it's probably going to be the worst. So, 10 years from now, this might be great. But the thing is, I went in it and I thought, oh, it depresses me that there's this massive universe I'm never going to see. After about 10 hours, I thought, I don't care. I don't care. Not because I know I'll never achieve it, because I think I've seen everything in 10 hours.
Yeah.
So
It
doesn't matter.
No Man's Sky for me. Okay, I'll wrap this up. No Man's Sky for me was a lot like election night. The referendum we just had. Because I was really, really, really excited right up to the very point that we found out what it was. So, because right up to No Man's Sky release, I was like, yeah. But the very moment, I did not have an inkling that it was going to be bad until I turned it on and played it.
And you were just like, no.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't... What I got, I wasn't like, okay, this was what I was expecting. Like,
It's just it's a space exploration game with trying to be Minecraft.
Yeah. What came out of it was like, okay, this is exactly what I was expecting, so I don't know what. Yeah.
No, it's not what I was expecting. Anyway, I think that just about brings us up to date with the modern day. So, as we move forward, we're going to do a few more game chats like this with the regular host back. Hopefully by that point it'll be off the train. And then we're also going to try out a few new videos, kind of stuff that we haven't done before. To just see how that goes.
Whatever we want to do, we'll do.
Yeah, it's going to be very casual. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Adam, he's been Matt, he's been Tom, he's been Javid, and we'll see you on the next 8BritGameChat. Cool.
Excellent.
Yay.
That went alright, I think.
Yeah, that's good.